And like I said, doing the straight rope games, the double dutch games, things like that. And at the age of 19, me and my friend used to always walk past Union Square, and they had a gym called Equinox. So one day I was just like, hey, let's go check this gym out and see what it's about. So when I went inside, when I looked at the menu or the schedule, it said arrow box, arrow jump. And I was like, is this a jump rope class? And it was just like, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, sign me up. And I actually signed up. And when I got to the class, it was taught by former middleweight boxer Michael Olajide Jr. So it was kind of like a Ty Bowish type situation. So I like the beginning of the class, I believe, was jump rope, and then the second part of the class was punching and doing all kinds of things like that. So it was fun. So that reignited my passion for jump rope as a child, as an adult. So like I said, when I was a child, we did like the double dutch games, the straight rope games, and I don't remember the point when jump rope, single rope was introduced to my life, but I remember I did pick up rope, and my early recollections was when I was in the sixth grade. I used to go outside all the time in front of my house. I used to jump, 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 fall, jump, 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 fall, trying to do a double under. And my mom used to be like, hey, like, can you stop doing that? But it was just something that I kept trying at. And then my next memory as a child was like when I was in the seventh grade, I believe. And there was some random contest, like to see who could do as many jumps in a minute. And I was able to do like 240 jumps or something like that in a minute's time. So like those are like my childhood memories of jump rope. But then as an adult, it just happened to me. It just happened that I went inside Equinox Gym, and it was just a class on the schedule that said arrow jump. So no, I was never boxing. It was like one of those aerobics classes. So the aerobics classes, the aerobic class, you go in and you do like your 30 minutes of jump rope, but then you would do the 30 minutes of like the punching and stuff like that. But there was another boxer there. He was a middleweight boxer as well, Stephen Johnson. Unfortunately, he's no longer here with us, but he used to teach a boxing class, which I never went to. I was just like really young at the time. And he saw my passion for jump rope. So if he wasn't teaching, he would just work on little tricks and things like that. So in one class, I learned a lot about the form of jumping, how to jump, how to breathe, how to size your rope, like the technical stuff. And then with Stefan, he helped me with a lot of the tricks and things like that. Yes. I don't know. It's just, I think it's always been my personality. Like, I'm just like a really happy go lucky person. And not to say that I don't go through anything or that I have gone through anything. I've actually, that's opposite. I've been through a whole lot. But I think just being myself is kind of helped me to maintain being that person, you know. And a lot of times people try to say, oh my gosh, you're like so loud, quiet down. Why are you so happy? But this is just my personality, you know. And at one time, you know, I tried to dim it down, and like that was a disaster. So it's just like, okay, be you at all times. And whoever's for you is going to be for you. And whoever's not, oh well, they're not going to be for you. Okay. Okay. Yes, when you're jumping rope, I typically say that people should jump like on a wood floor or a rubber track turf. Or if you don't have either of those, get like a rubber mat. Of course, jumping on the beach, that was for show. I wouldn't go to the beach and do a full out workout on the sand. This was just for show. I would say to start slow. So my baseline is really for everyone to do a set of 100 jumps. That should be a baseline, because with 100 jumps, you can do that within 35 to 40 seconds, not even jumping fast. You can do that at like just a basic tempo. So I would say the first goal would be to do 100 jumps. So if 100 jumps is too hard, I would say go for like 5 sets of 10 jumps. And then next week, go for 5 sets of 20, 5 sets of 30, all the way until you get to 100. And eventually the goal would be to do the 10 sets of 100. And each week you'll start to see your endurance increase. So this workout that I gave, I would say do it 3 to 5 times a week. And you will start to see gradually that your endurance will pick up. Breathe in your nose, out your mouth, and just try not to exert so much energy. So if you ever watch me, because I do other things besides the freestyle. So a lot of times if I'm on like YouTube Live, Facebook Live, or Instagram Live, my workout, which is the boring stuff, is usually 10 sets of 100 jumps with my weighted jump rope. And I always do that as a prerequisite before my workouts because that helps me maintain my conditioning, maintain any weight loss goals, or just keeping me in shape, keeping my conditioning up. Because in order to do all of those tricks, guess what? You have to be conditioned. It's like if you can't even hold 100 jumps down when you're exerting a little bit of energy, when you're now starting to add these tricks, even for 15 seconds, you're exerting so much energy. So the least I would say somebody could do is to be able to do those set of 100 jumps, at least as a baseline. I wouldn't say that jumping rope, I mean, I would say that both of them can be the same, but I guess, okay, because I always say that 30 minutes, 10 minutes of jump rope is equivalent to a 30-minute jog on a treadmill at 6.5 miles an hour. So with jump rope, basically you're moving multiple parts of your body at the same time. With jump rope, there is no machine moving for you. With jump rope, you have to be in a constant state of motion. So when you turn the rope, you have to jump. When you turn the rope, you have to jump. With, say, like an elliptical or something like that, you can always stop moving your arms. You can always slow down the elliptical. Same thing with the treadmill. You can always slow it down. You can always drop your arms and not move your arms. But with the jump rope, it's a constant state of motion. So you have to turn, then you have to jump, or else you're not going to get anywhere. So you're putting in so much work in that little bit of time. And I even tell people, like if you pick up a rope for 30 seconds, you start jumping, what's the first thing most people do? They're like, because it's a lot. Because now it's like you're trying to control your arms, you're trying to control your legs. If you're trying to hold in your core, you're doing that. If you're trying to breathe, so now trying to figure out, oh my gosh, how are all these moving pieces going to work together for me to do this? Another reason why I would say 10 minutes of a jump rope workout can be beneficial than running, especially for my busy moms out there. We don't have time to get up, get dressed, or go to the gym, then go stretch, then exercise, and then get dressed again, then come home. By the time you did that, that's about 2 or 3 hours. With jump rope, I can just literally put on with my clothes. I can either go A, outside my building, B, come in the basement, or C, right outside my apartment door. I don't have to go anywhere, and I can just do my workout, boom, go back in my house, and I'm good to go. So something that could take like 30 minutes between getting dressed, doing the exercise, stretching, coming back in the house is, if you're going to the gym, like who gonna drive to the gym to get on the treadmill? Like I know sometimes you just want to get away, yes, but sometimes, especially as a busy mom, you don't have that commodity. Like that's too much time when you could just go out your house and have it all done in 30 minutes. Whereas the same workout, if you try to go to the gym, that's like 2 hours of your day that sometimes maybe you can't afford. So right now I am in a huge process of doing that. So let me see. I see a question here. Okay. So I would say, like, for me, it's been a process. So I have been online literally since like 2010-ish, posting about jump rope, but not in the way that I'm doing. So as things started moving along, like in 2014, I started giving a lot of content. Like if you go to my YouTube, I have so many tutorials. On my Facebook, I have so much content. On my blog, on my podcast, I have content galore. And it was something I guess I was fighting with for a while. So with the classes, I started charging for my classes because I was volunteering at some time. But for my classes, they started out at like $10. They went to $15. They went to $20. They went to $22.50. Now my classes are at $25. And at this moment, I don't have a problem charging my worth for those classes because, like I said, number one, I've been doing this for a very long time. Number two, nobody really in New York is doing this. Number three, when I go to jump rope classes with my mentor, I pay about almost $40 just for one jump rope class. Okay. So when you are valuable, you have to really train people and also target the people that won't have a problem paying for it. So it's like, if I'm trying to go to people that like are penny pinchers or very cheap, of course, I'm not going to relay my content to them because they're not going to be willing to, go for it or pay for it. Right now, I'm in a process of looking at membership to have like a monthly membership where they pay a small fee. And it's just in regards to having the audience or monetizing my things, it's makes sense for me right now because last year I started getting people sending me videos in my DM like, oh, can you correct this for me? Now you're asking for a lot. Now you're asking for my time. Now you're asking for my expertise because these are things that you can find on Google and YouTube. But now you're coming to me because you know that I can solve that problem of correcting it. So, and I'll give you a perfect example of something new that I started. So I've been running a couple of jump rope challenges like off and on throughout the years. And people would sign up for the challenge, but they wouldn't do the challenge. So I had this other challenge called Rope is Dope, and I ran it free from August until January. So the first version of it basically just gave them the task for the day. They do it, they move on with their lives. And then the second version of it was the same thing, but then I added the tutorial for it. And I remember the first time I ran it, I had over 100 people sign up. But when I go to the app, it just shows you how many people were not doing it. So it's like now I'm spending my time, my resources doing this for people not to do it. So I think this month I decided to do a paid challenge. So I took that same free challenge and what I did is I put an accountability aspect to it. So now there's a Facebook group behind it where now the ladies, they come in, they put their videos there. I'm able to now take my time and I'm willing to answer the questions like if the people put this froze. Let me change the Wi-Fi on here. Okay, you hear me now? Okay, good. Yeah, I see you. Okay, so what I did with this challenge is I added an accountability portion to it. So now there's a Facebook group. The women can post their videos in the group. I can give them honest feedback, what they may need work on, what they, can do better. And then the women there is like a community because now they're all cheering each other on. I have women in their 50s and there, women in their 40s, and I'm sure I have younger women, but it's kind of targeted towards the audience that I want, and they were very receptive. Even now, the feedback in the group is just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I love this challenge so much, and it's just like, wow, why wasn't I doing this before? So right now, I'm at that point, and it's like everyone is not going to purchase from you. So you can have 500 followers and you're going to have a small percentage that's actually going to invest, and everybody else is going to keep consuming your free content. That's just how it is. But the people that are for you and the people that really want what you have to provide for them, they're going to invest, and I just can't worry about everyone else because like I said, some people are going to invest and some people are not going to invest. Hey, Genesis. Okay. Okay, so before TikTok, right, I have like a standard list, right, of certain songs or certain parts of certain songs that I would just jump to and I would save them in my list. But then when TikTok came along it just became a matter of like, okay, I'm just going to go through the feed and whatever sounds jumpable, I'm just going to save it, you know? So I really don't have a plan when it comes to the music we're going to jump to. And music is like a big part of, music is a big part of my cardio. So any cardio that I'm doing, it's always based, I'm always going to the beat of something. So when I was doing like pre-TikTok, before doing like all of these different musics and everything, I would either go based on my list, or I would just do like Jersey Club, merengue, soca, anything that had a quick beat to it. So when TikTok came along, it was like so much more of a variety to music. So anything that was jumpable or trying to keep up with like some of the viral music, it's just always a challenge for me to push myself to jump to different things. As far as gospel, that's just my favorite genre of music. So I was like, okay, on Sundays I would do gospel, but now I just record a whole bunch of stuff in my draft, so I can be jumping to gospel on Monday and maybe I'll post it on a Sunday. So anything that's jumpable, I'll just jump to it. So but sometimes I'm conscious of some of the lyrics of certain things I may not jump to, but for the most part, I just like, if it's jumpable and it's different, it just provides another level of a challenge for me. Yeah, I have a full-time job, yes. 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 I basically, I don't know. Like you basically, yeah, you make everything work out, you know, for the best. So when it comes to like, say my content online or creating content online, I'm the queen of repurposing. So I can take one video and make that like a bazillion pieces of content. So I can take that and I can I can split it up to make like, take one live video and say if I have 3 points, I can take 1 point that could be content for one day, 1 point for another day, another point for another day. I can turn that live video into an audio, and now that's my podcast. I can take that thing, transcribe it, and now it's a blog. I can take, you know, a piece of it, and now it becomes like a Facebook post. So I basically repurpose a lot of my content, number one. And then number two, I schedule out, like, even if I have like a lot of old content, because somebody that sees your content today may not see your content tomorrow. So as far as like the social media piece, even though it's like a job and a half, like I repurpose a lot of it. As far as balancing like the families and things like that and a job, like I like my kids to see me working, because now it instills in them, okay, mommy's doing business, mommy's working, and now they watch that. And eventually later on in their lives, they're going to want to do that too, because this is what they see their mommy do. Because I always preach to my kids now, you cannot just have like your full-time job. I think that's going to make you happy for the rest of your life. Like you have to have your job, and you have to have like your hustle or your side business, whatever you want to call it, until you like officially make it your business. And then my husband, you know, he's there, and I guess culturally we're so different. So like he's up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's down by like 7 o'clock at night. So it's kind of like not too much of a bother, and he understands, you know, where everything is coming from and our goals and the reason why I work as hard as I do. And also too, doing what I do, it keeps me happy, it keeps me fulfilled. So it's like, if I'm not happy, if I'm not doing something that's going to keep me fulfilled, how am I going to be happy and fulfilled for everybody else in my household? So you just kind of make it work however you make it work, and you talk to your family, you let them know, you know, this is what's happening and this is why mommy's doing this, and then you have your time for your family. So I'll make it a family event. So like, say for instance, when I'm packing up my jump ropes, you know, to ship to my customers, now my oldest son, he knows what to do. So I give him my other phone. He has the app where they place their orders. He goes in, he writes the envelopes for me, he writes the cards for me. So now also too, getting them involved in the business. Like, and even with my jump rope classes, sometimes he comes with me. He's my assistant teacher. He helps teach the class and things like that. So really just like getting them involved and really showing them, okay, this is how it should be. And then on top of that, me telling my kids, hey, look, it's great for you to get a job when you get older, but now look, you have a skill. You can teach jump rope classes on the side, or you can take pictures, because he takes a lot of my pictures. You can take pictures on the side. You can help me with editing video. So just really getting the family involved as well. Right. Everybody's still in isolation and doing the things that they do. But I know when COVID happened, I was teaching in person classes. I've been teaching in person classes consistently now for about 3 years. So when COVID happened, I just stopped teaching the classes and I moved to the online world. And then I recently started teaching my classes at the end of January because it's a different experience, online than in person. And some people, they want to do something in person rather than online. So, I mean, it's been cool. And the thing I like about COVID is that, it really gave me that time to go out and to jump rope and do the things that I needed to do. And also show others, like, look, you can do this. You can do something. You can find ways to manage your stress. And that's what jump rope did for me during COVID. And also too, while everybody was gaining weight, and I'm not judging everybody, I was losing weight, because I was able to just take a little tool and go outside the building and just jump and call it a day. So I believe that it just helped me to focus a little more. I was able to now work on myself. I worked on myself a lot. When I tell you I did a lot of personal development, a lot of mindset work, I did it during COVID. COVID, matter of fact, has been the best that I've done in business so far. And it really showed me, okay, this is the foundation. And now look, if you carry this focus, this is what you can do in 2021. Like literally, I always wanted to be a speaker and I wasn't seeking opportunities. As a matter of fact, my first logo was a silhouette of me and with a jump rope in my hand. And one handle was the jump rope handle. The other handle was the microphone. But I was not seeking out these opportunities. And look what happened of me just being consistent with the lives and the workouts and, people seeing my moves on social media. I ended up getting like 4 speaking engagements in 1 month that I was not even seeking. And one was about, talking to busy moms about taking action and going after the things that they want. And then the other 3 were on social media. And I'm just like, okay, why am I being called on to speak about social media? But then also too, I was featured in a lot of media. So I was featured in 3 news stations. In COVID, as well as a magazine, as well as doing like a lot of different podcasts and things like that. So it really, and then like the coaching that I was under, it was very specific to what I felt that I needed. Instead of always buying something or investing in something that I felt, okay, I really don't need it now, so I'm not going to put in the work. So it was just a lot of time to like really focus, really be consistent, and really be assertive and work on myself so I could, better serve the people that I want to serve. Oh yeah, definitely here. So if you're not following me here on Instagram, be sure to follow me. Check out the link in my bio. You can text me if you have any quick questions or anything like that, or if you want to know what's going on with the brand. I'm at Twitter at Make It Fun NYC. I'm at Facebook at Make It Fun NYC. I'm on TikTok at Jump Rope is Dope. I have YouTube everywhere. hmm yes. I would say to be yourself at all times. Do not worry about other people, what they say, what they feel. Always stick to who you are. And sometimes it may take you longer to get to your destination because the world has to catch up to you. Okay. So you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Some people are going to like you, some people are not. And I had to learn that as well. You just have to do what you're going to do because being you is going to get you to where you're going because you could only fake phony for so long. You just can't maintain it. And when you try to walk in someone else's shoes, it's just not going to work out for you because the things they went through, you're not going through. So always just be yourself, get guidance as needed, i.e. coaching and things like that, and just walk to the beat of your own drum. And eventually everybody else is going to catch up to you. And it shows your confidence, because if you're doing something like someone else, you're not going to be confident because you're really trying to mimic somebody else. And you're going to be thinking in your head, okay, what would this person do? What would this person do? What would this person say? And that was a phase that I was in that I had to like really break from. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, thank you. You too. Thank you. The crossover. Yeah, but definitely join my free group. So I have a group. I believe it's a third link in the bio now. So it's gonna say free 5 day challenge. So join that group on Thursdays. I have an Ask Me Anything where you can post a video in that thread, and I'll give you honest feedback about it. So yes, okay. You're welcome. Thank you. You too. Thank you. All right. Bye.